For years, Cathy and I wanted to visit Alaska to photograph brown bears. We had heard many great reports from our friends about the brown bear photography tour sponsored by Dan Cox, but it was always fully booked before we could sign up. This year, we finally got our chance. We stayed at the Silver Salmon Creek Lodge in Lake Clark National Park. Roughly twice the size of Yellowstone, the park includes 4 million acres of some of the most beautiful wilderness in the world. Established in 1980, the park is home to countless seabirds, brown and black bear, moose, caribou, and many other species of wildlife. The lodge itself is located along the rich coastal section of Cook Inlet. Access to the park and lodge is limited to small airplanes and boats. There are no roads into this remote area. Most guests arrive in small bush planes, such as this vintage de Havilland Beaver. No airstrips here. The planes land and take off from the beach. Cathy and I have been in and out of many remote dirt airstrips during our travels, but this was our first beach landing. While at the lodge, our primary method of transportation, other than walking, were these luxurious aluminum carriages towed by all-terrain vehicles. As one might expect of a lodge with the name Silver Salmon Creek, it would cater extensively to fishing. And while our trip was focused on photography, a number of people did avail themselves of the opportunity to do a little salmon fishing. And everyone caught their limit. As a courtesy to their guests, the lodge would clean, fillet, vacuum seal, and freeze your catch for you to take home. But we were there to see the bears, sometimes up close and personal. And at other times, it was hard to tell who was watching who. We began each day before sunrise, so that we could be in place to both photograph the spectacular sunrises and the bears' early forays into the water. After an hour or so, we would return to the lodge for a hearty breakfast, and then we were right back out for the rest of the morning to track and photograph the bears. Sometimes the bears didn't cooperate. and there was little that we could do but wait until they showed up. Let's face it, baby animals are cute. Kittens, puppies, you name it, and babies are the definition of cute. And bear cubs are no exceptions. These little guys supplied us with endless opportunities to photograph them playing, hunting, and just being fun. One of the highlights of our trip was a 40-minute boat ride to see puffins. Cathy and I have wanted to photograph puffins for years, but never had quite the right opportunity. We hoped that our luck was about to change. Puffins are unique little birds. They're short and plump with stubby wings, but boy can they fly. They're like little feathered ballistic missiles. When perched, they are fascinating subjects, but trying to photograph them in flight is nearly impossible. Cathy and I were doing good to even keep them in our viewfinders, much less getting a sharp photo of one of the little buggers. Puffins may nest on rocky cliffs, but they are equally at home in the water, using their strong wings and webbed feet to swim underwater and catch fish. As this sequence shows, puffins use their webbed feet to essentially walk on water as they take off. While some of the photographers tried their hand at fishing, what we really came to see were the brown bears at work. Unlike the Brooks Falls in Katmai, where salmon leap up the waterfall and into the waiting jaws of a bear, the bears at Silver Salmon Creek have to do all their own work. While they use a number of techniques, for the most part, bear fishing involves a lot of charging around through the water and pouncing upon the fish with their sharp claws. Sometimes they are successful and sometimes not, but it's always entertaining to watch. before we knew it, our 5 days of bear viewing was at an end. It had been a glorious week with beautiful sunny weather, great food, and enjoyable company. Our hosts at the lodge, David and Joanne, could not have been more accommodating. And our guides, Dave, Rob, and Mark, did a fantastic job of getting us to the bears. But now it was time to climb back aboard the Beaver and return to Anchorage, knowing that we have plenty of memories and photos to share.